Hey guys, it's Jimmy, and in today's video, this will be the raw reality of making $50,000 per month from online business, right? And I'm filming this on a Saturday. It's 4:09 p.m. Woke up a couple hours ago, talked to some of my clients and stuff like that, and just turned on the camera and just decided just to film this, right? So there won't be any fancy editing, no fancy animations, none of that stuff, right? Because I just wanted to turn on the camera and just honestly talk to you guys about what is the raw reality of making money at a young age. So I'm 23 years old. I'm from Toronto, Canada. And last month in December, I made $50,000 per month inside of my business. I run a lead generation business. I'm not gonna go into what that is and what that looks like in this video. Tons of videos on my YouTube channel talking specifically about that, right? But I just wanted to talk about kind of get real with you guys in terms of what it actually takes to make $50,000 per month from online business, right? And I think I talk to a lot of people every single day. A lot of people tell me that they want to make money. They want to make their first $5,000 a month, $10,000 a month, $15,000 per month. And I want you guys to understand that this is business, right? It's the ultimate game. A lot of people say they're super competitive. And business is the ultimate form of competition. And the reality is not every single person will make it. And that's just the harsh truth. Most businesses do fail. In fact, I think 9 in 10 businesses end up failing, right? And there's a bunch of reasons behind that. But the simple fact is most people who try to run a business, they start a business, they're just not going to make money. And if they do make money, it's not going to be significant enough. A lot of people tell me that, hey Jimmy, I want to start a business, make $10,000 a month so I can leave my job. I could go travel the world, do all of these things. And I think the number one problem with a lot of people have when they say things like that is they assume that running a business will be easier than working a job, right? And obviously, I know there's a bunch of different jobs. Some jobs are legitimately hard, and the word hard, there's a lot of definitions behind it. It could be tough, like the job you're doing could be tough. It could be hard on your body. It could be very stressful. It could be very mind numbing. Those are all different definitions of hard. But I think realistically, if you are trying to build a business and making enough money where you are replacing your current 9 to 5 income, it will be hard. In fact, there's a very strong chance that it will be even harder than your job, right? And the reason why is uncertainty. So there's a lot of uncertainty in business when you're working a job, even though it might suck to listen to other people. Your boss is like, hey, Jimmy, you need to do X, Y, and Z by this timeline, right? Do this, but do that by this date. And it obviously sucks to listen to other people and not being able to kind of just make your own decisions. But on the flip side of that, because you're just listening to what other people are telling you, your managers are telling you, your bosses are telling you, what you need to do is relatively straightforward. Maybe the actual work is, it sucks, but at least you know what you need to do. And in business, it's kind of the opposite, where, yeah, on one hand, you are able to make your own decisions. You are able to decide what you want to do, when you want to do it, and if you do an online business, where you want to do it from. But the flip side of that is there's just so much uncertainty. You don't know what your next step is. Just because you see other people doing certain things doesn't necessarily mean that's what you need to be doing in your business as well. And I think the hardest part of business is the level of uncertainty, right? And I think the other thing that makes it really hard is you kind of just have to show up every single day. Even when you wake up, on days where you just feel really, really bad, you might have anxiety, whatever that case is, you still need to show up for your business, right? Because you want to make money. If you have a business with team members, you have team members to actually feed, right? They have their own families, they have their own lives that they need to fund from your business as well. And there's just a lot of pressure overall. So I think a lot of people make these videos glorifying business, but they also don't share with you the fact that it's probably even tougher than working a job, right? It's the ultimate sport in the world. You're competing every single day, and the second that you kind of take your foot off the pedal, that's kind of when you lose. I think the other thing that a lot of people get drawn into business is the fact that you can make money relatively quickly. And I know, when I was growing up, my parents always told me that there's no such thing as getting rich quickly. A lot of people say that. And I do agree to an extent. I think if you are playing your cards correctly, you're in the right business vehicle, and you think about business the right way, yeah, you could make money. You could go from zero to $10,000 a month in a couple of months, right? I personally did that myself. But what I also didn't tell you is I started my business years ago. So I'm 23 years old right now. It's 2024. And I started my first business in 2020 during the COVID lockdowns. And I spent 4 years where the first 3 years of that I made zero money, or I made close to zero money, right? When I first started, I spent a lot of my time learning about business, reading a bunch of books, marketing books, sales books, things like that. And I first started a bunch of different stuff. I tried drop shipping, I tried SMMA, I tried email marketing, and all of them basically failed. I made close to no money. A lot of those businesses, I made no money at all. And this business that I run right now, lead generation business, this lead generation agency, that's the one that allowed me to finally make money. But once I actually did it, so I started my lead generation business in October 2022, and 60-ish days later, I was at 10K per month, right? So if you look at it from that lens, where yeah, I was able to go from zero to $10,000 per month in basically 2 months, but that's not the full story, right? The full story is I spent 3 years before that developing the skills, getting the experience, and just really understanding what I needed to do to actually make money. And throughout that whole period, I was super unprofitable, right? And I made no money at all. And finally, in this business, that's when I was able to see a little bit of success, right? So I think the whole premise and the whole idea where you are able to make money really quick, I think it is true in business. But the vast majority of people that you see, like not even myself, right? You see other people going from zero to $1 million in half a year. I think it is possible for them, but they're probably not telling you or sharing with you the full story behind all of their business struggles, the failures, and stuff like that. Because the other thing too is in business, you will fail more times than you win, than you succeed. And that's kind of a fact, right? You try 10 different things and 9 out of those things do end up failing. But I think the thing about business is that one win that you get, you try 10 different things, you fail 9 times, that one win that you do get will make you millions, right? It'll make you thousands of dollars. And that's also the other thing about business is you will fail more times than you win. And oftentimes you will fail a lot in the beginning. In fact, you very likely will fail. Most people, the reason why they start a business and it just never works out is because the first 10 things that they try, they fail and then they give up because they just can't support it financially, right? Obviously, you know, if you have rent to pay, you got a family to feed, stuff like that, you can't just go 3 years without making money. But most people end up quitting because they just fail and they fail and they fail and fail and fail and fail all over again before they even get their win. And I think that is exactly why entrepreneurship and kind of just building a business, it's so challenging. And then you see all of these people online, these gurus, right? You see them post on their Instagram, their YouTube. They have all these flashy cars. They're driving Lamborghinis. They're driving Ferraris, Rolls Royce, living in these big houses, going out every single week on these yachts, having these parties, going to the clubs. And I think that's not an accurate representation of business. Now, sure, maybe for them, they are making millions of dollars while living this fancy lifestyle. But what you also do not see are the millions of people, the thousands of business owners who are making tons of money, and all they do is just wake up, they get to work, they put their head down. They're not going out driving these expensive flashy cars, sports cars, going partying, clubbing every single week. Because I also think that the vast majority of people, that's just not, it's not really feasible, right? There's a trade-off here. And the reason why these gurus, they kind of lead with that lifestyle is because they're trying to sell you something, right? That's the honest truth, is they are trying to sell you a lifestyle. They're trying to get you to think that if you buy their course, you will be able to have a Lamborghini, that you will be able to go out and party on a yacht, in the clubs every single weekend while making millions of dollars. And I think that is probably one of the biggest lies in the space, to be honest, because most people who do make money, I know tons of people, a lot of my boys, a lot of my friends, they're making a lot of money. Maybe in a lot of cases, they're making more than me. And you don't see them going out to the clubs. They wake up, they get to work, they put in the hours every single day, they show up every single day, and then they reap the rewards. And in this case, they're making money. Now, I think another reason why a lot of people never get to the point of making a lot of money truly in a way where they are financially free, which is why most people probably start businesses, right? I'm not gonna lie, when I first started business, there's only one reason I did it, and it was to get rich, basically. I'm not gonna lie to you and say that I'm super passionate about this, super passionate about ads, super passionate about email marketing, because I'm not, right? The reason I'm in business is to make money, and I'm sure a lot of you guys are in business for that exact reason, because you just wanna make a lot of money. But I think the biggest problem that people have, and I personally face this as well, is you start a business, you get to 5K a month, you get to 10K a month, 15K a month, whatever that case is. You work really, really hard to get up to that point where you're making $15,000 per month. You're waking up, you're spending hours every single day putting in the work to actually get to that point. But what happens is once you get to 15K per month, 20K per month, you kind of take your foot off the pedal a little bit. You kind of get a little bit complacent with where you are. You have money in your bank. You're able to go out, pay for dinners, do all these things, these regular things that you were unable to do when you simply didn't have money, and you just kind of get complacent. And that's exactly what happened to me. And that's what happens to a lot of people, which is why a lot of people don't actually end up growing and scaling their business to a higher point. And luckily for me, I was able, when I was at 10 to 15K per month, I got a little bit complacent, but luckily for me, I surround, the people around me are really good people. My brother, he runs an Amazon store. My best friend, he runs an e-commerce store, right? And they're all making as much, if not more money than I am. So they kind of kept me in check, and it kind of snapped me out of that complacency idea really, really quick, which is why I was able to eventually continue growing. But if you don't have people like that, then it's very easy to get complacent. You're making 15K per month while all your friends are making $5,000 per month at their job, and you feel really good about yourself. That's a simple fact. You look at them, and it's not in a way where you're looking down on people, but you just feel really nice about yourself. You tell yourself, oh, I'm making 3 times the average person's salary. I must be doing something really good. Let me just go and enjoy life a little bit. And what happens is you end up getting complacent, and you stop working. You stop doing the things that allowed you to get to where you are, and that will allow you to continue growing your business, right? So I think that's also a really large aspect of it. Is business is a game, and you see people online making 10K, 50K per month, myself, right? $100,000 per month, even $1 million per month. And you think they're really big, you think they're really successful, but in the grand scheme of things, they're still really, really tiny. You see, like you look at the top, and obviously these are very extreme examples, but there's people like Elon Musk, Jeff Bezos, they make billions of dollars a year. So obviously making $10,000 per month, it's not even a rounding error for those people. And the reason why is because there are levels to this game. And when you're first starting out, obviously making $10,000 per month, that's a really big, grand goal that you strive to work towards. But once you get there, you realize that it's really not that much money. And looking back at it, it really wasn't that hard to get to 10K per month. I think most people, this video, I don't want to talk about like the specific strategies and the technical aspects of getting to 10K per month, but it's relatively simple. I think if you're able to understand and master the ability to generate attention for yourself, then it'll be very easy for you to build a business, get to 10, 15, 20K per month. And it's just kind of the idea of how do you get more people to know who you are and know what you sell. And if you're able to do that well, and you're able to get thousands of people to know who you are, then it's not going to be that hard for you to get to 10, 15, 20K per month. Like, quite honestly, it's pretty easy. If you are able to just generate a lot of attention for yourself, then making 10K is really, really simple. And you'd be able to do it really, really quick, right? But I think after you get to the 20, 25K mark, you actually have to start thinking about the business like an actual business owner rather than doing everything yourself, hiring different team members, understanding different strategies, how you can actually market yourself in a more scalable and predictable way. But I think getting to the initial 10, 15, 20K mark is relatively easy if you're able to understand and master the ability to generate attention for yourself. But yeah, no, and I think the final thing too that I wanted just to talk about in this video is kind of the idea of you don't know what you don't know. And obviously in this video, I'm not here to sell you anything. I'm not here to pitch you on anything. But I generally do believe that if you want to make 10K per month, and you're not making 10K per month, so right now you're making $2,000 per month, $3,000 per month, whatever that case is, or you're just looking to get started, the reason you're not making $10,000 per month is because you don't have the skills or the ability to do so. If you could make $10,000 per month right now by yourself, you'd be making $10,000 per month, right? If you had the ability to make $50,000 per month, you'd be making $50,000 per month, right? Right now, even for myself, I'm at $50,000 per month. If I had the ability, the skill set, and the experience to make $1 million per month, I'd be making $1 million per month. And obviously, there's different ways, different things you can do to get those skills, get those abilities, get those experiences, I legitimately believe the quickest way to do so, if you do have resources, is to invest into learning how to do it, right? You find someone who is where you want to be and you work with them, right? You learn from them. But obviously, you're not going to find someone who's making $50,000 per month. You're not going to find someone who's making $1 million per month who you can learn from for free, right? So obviously it does require money or other forms of resources in order to learn from those people. And I know if you're just starting out, it's definitely tough. I know when I first started out, I had like $0 in the bank. I was 15K in debt. And it was really hard, right? When I tried buying different courses and programs and stuff like that, and people were like, oh yeah, this costs like $5,000, this costs $10,000. I kind of looked at my bank account and I was like, yeah, I don't know, right? Like I could give you $10,000, but if I don't make money, then I'm kind of screwed basically. And I understand the position that is, because when I first started, I actually bought this consulting program from a guy called Serge Guattari. You could probably search him up. He's making like $500,000 per month, something like that. And I actually have an interview with him on my YouTube channel because I just took everything that he told me, I implemented it, and I just learned it directly from him. And I was able to make my first few $1,000s learning directly from him. And I think I paid him like $15,000. $14,000 maybe, something crazy like that. And it was really hard to do so because I was actually broke, but when I first started doing it. But looking back at that, it really expedited my process, my journey, because without working with them, now I'm sure without working with them, I still would have got to 10K per month, 15K per month, even $50,000 per month. It probably just would have took me a lot longer, rather than me doing it over a 1 year span. It might have took me 2 years or maybe 3 years. But looking back at it, it was legitimately one of the best decisions I've ever made. Now, again, right, obviously, if you don't have resources, you're starting from basically zero, or you're like me and you're in debt and you just can't afford to invest into working with these type of people, you're going to have to be resourceful and kind of figure things out on your own, which is an aspect of entrepreneurship, is problem solving. Because just because you work with people who are ahead of you, they will be able to give you the answers, but there's still going to be a very large aspect where you kind of just have to figure things out on your own. And that's called business. If you're unable to do that on your own, if you lack the problem solving skills, then business is probably not for you, because you're just going to lose the game long term. And you're not going to make millions of dollars copying someone else, which is also a fact. But if you're starting out and you just don't have resources, then you just have to think about how you can be resourceful. There's YouTube, there's Google, all of these different platforms where you can learn, right? Obviously, if you're able to pay someone, you can shortcut that time frame, but you're trading money in exchange, obviously, right? And if you are doing it on your own, it's going to take you a long time. You're trading your time to actually learn all of these things. But just take advantage of YouTube, take advantage of Google. 20, 30 years ago, in my parents' generation, so I'm 23 years old, right? And in my parents' generation, they didn't have access to any of these things. If they wanted to build a restaurant business, they wouldn't be able to just go on YouTube, go on Google and search how to build a restaurant business. The only way that they would have been able to build that business is by either just kind of just doing it on their own and failing a ton, probably losing tens, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars building their actual restaurant business, or they find an actual restaurant business owner and working directly with them, right? And that's kind of the only way. Now, obviously, in the last 20 years, right, there's YouTube, there's Google, and now you are able to learn all of these things without actually just trying it on your own, without actually just finding these people to work with. But you're just gonna have to be resourceful. And that's kind of why even on this YouTube channel, I kind of try to give away all the information I have about building online business. I give it away for free, right? And there's obviously a playlist that I put together, which is a completely free course. And that's kind of why I do it, because I understand that a lot of people, I do offer like a one-on-one mentorship, but I'm not going to like pitch it here. And obviously that is paid, right? And I understand that a lot of people, they don't have the resources to pay thousands of dollars to learn how to do it in the quickest way possible. So for those people, I have this playlist on my YouTube channel where I kind of explain everything. I break down everything for free. I don't gatekeep any information. So if you are interested in building kind of your own online business, your own lead generation business, I strongly suggest you go and take a look at that playlist, watch through all of those videos. But yeah, no, so I just wanted to record this video us just kind of talking. Hope you guys didn't find it boring or anything like that. But this is honestly kind of like a very raw video. I just wanted to kind of it being like a FaceTime conversation or a Zoom conversation, whatever that is. But hope you guys found this video valuable, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you. See ya.